Welcome back to Everyday Iowa. This month, the CDC announced that infant mortality rates across the nation increased by 3% in 2022. That's the first increase in over 20 years. And join us to talk about that and how to comfort families in need from infant mortality and sadly the loss of a young one. Robin Bordeaux along with us. Good morning, Robin. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you here. It's good to talk to you because you are doing you were doing the work of angels. You and your organization really making a difference in people's lives. And I want to talk about No Foot Too Small. So right off the bat, first question is, what is No Foot Too Small?
No Foot Too Small. No Foot Too Small is an organization that we founded in honor of our son, Bo, who we lost in 2013. And we exist to serve families experiencing any type of pregnancy or infant loss.
And when you decide, you know, we want to start something like this, how did that conversation come?
We didn't decide we were going to start something.
Yeah, obviously after the loss and everything, but...
So we just said, let's host a party, right? Let's host a birthday party for Bo just as we would have done for our earthly children, right? And as we were planning that party, I thought, we can't be the only family to have ever experienced pregnancy or infant loss, but nobody talks about it. And so in that process, we decided to write an article, publish it in the paper, and invite families who have experienced loss to join us. That was way back in 2014. But at the end of that night, those families looked at us and said, "You're going to do this again, right?" Lo and behold, here we are 10 years later.
10 years.
And with a full-blown organization.
And let's talk about this organization, because it's not just Eastern Iowa, it's statewide, and dare I say it's becoming even wider now,
it's
too.
National, yes, which is incredible, right? Again, we started with that one event. This last year, 2023, this year, we hosted 16 large-scale events across the state of Iowa, 90 support groups in 8 cities across the state of Iowa, and many more virtually. And matter of fact, at our 10th annual gala, just a few weeks ago, we welcomed families from around the country. I mean, they're flying in to attend these events, so it's pretty special.
And to be doing this in honor of Bo, and of course what your own family went through, that has to be a heartwarming feeling, that knowing that what you went through is making such a difference in the lives of now how many people that are going through that same thing.
Yeah, I don't know that there's really words for it, right? That is Bo's story coming full circle. And frankly, all of the other staff and volunteers who have leaned in honor of their angels really making a difference. So to have lost a child, but to know that we are touching so many others is incredible.
I want to talk a little bit about, you know, you mentioned having the events and raising that awareness, but let's talk about what you do for these families, that most critical time of need and support. What is it that you guys help do?
That's actually a perfect time of year to talk about this, right? Because holidays, grief can be really heavy, especially after losing a child. I will always say the most important thing we do is celebrate angels and unite families, right? Providing that space and connection for families who have experienced loss. But above and beyond that, the third pillar of our mission is to build birthing and bereavement suites. So we build and design labor and delivery suites for families who don't get to bring their babies home.
And we're looking at some of these suites right here now, some of the video, and it looks like everything you need is right there within that 4-wall setup, essentially.
It really is. It is intended to be a place that feels more like home than a sterile hospital space, right? So fireplace, kitchenette, whirlpool tub, you name it. Large windows so you can take photos with appropriate lighting. They're really special.
I'm going to ask you what sounds like a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Did you ever think in now 10 years that this would have become what it is and what it continues to grow to?
No, never in my wildest dreams. Right? And so I always say, Bo put mom to work. This was something much greater.
Let's talk a little bit about, you know, what do you hear from families? Obviously, you share their grief. You know exactly what they've gone through. It's not just like, we're going to go talk to somebody who's dealt with this. You've dealt with it head on. What do you hear from them?
I think we hear a lot of things, right? But the common theme is just a deep sense of gratitude for the community, right? I moved here in 2003 and I didn't know a single soul, right? And to have built a community within the community for these families navigating something so difficult has really been a gift for me, but really for them, right? To walk into any space and know that you understand what we're going through, right? A community of people who get it is pretty priceless, regardless of what you're navigating.
Well, on this Giving Tuesday, how fitting that we're here, that we can raise this awareness. I want you to make sure that everybody out here watching, whether it's on TV now, online later, how can they get in touch with you? How can they be a part of it? How could they reach out if they need your guys' help?
Always start with the website, right? NoFootTooSmall.org. Find us on our Facebook page. reach out to me directly, whatever that might look like. But please get in touch. We'd be happy to help.